Hello friends. So in the previous video we have started some important discussion with regards to the stator and rotor slotting. So we took a simple example where you had a 4-pole 3-phase induction machine where stator slots were 24, rotor slots were 28, and we found out that with this equation 2s by p plus or minus 1, the harmonic poles or harmonics which are produced in the stator due to the stator slotting, harmonics which are produced due to the stator slottings are plus 13 and minus 11, and the harmonics which are produced due to the rotor slotting were minus 13 and plus 15, right? So we took the plus 13 and we derived some results, and we found out that the speed at which synchronous torque occurs, that is the synchronous torque in the sense the harmonic poles, they align, the harmonic stator poles and the harmonic rotor poles align with each other and they lock with each other, and then they force the motor to rotate at a slower speed, and that speed was ns by 7. And in the torque slip characteristic we can show it like this. Now you can see that this is a very sharp line which I have drawn as compared to the asynchronous torques. That is because this is a synchronous torque, and synchronous torque occurs at only one particular speed. If you remember the torque slip characteristic of the synchronous motor, the speed at which the motor rotates is exactly at one value only, right? The torque slip characteristic is like that. So that is why this graph is very sleek. That is, the torque production occurs at only one speed. In all other speeds there is no torque. So that is why this line is very sharp that I have shown here. So you can see that there is another point where the induced torque and load torque are becoming same because of this synchronous torque, and this phenomenon where the motor is rotating at a lower speed due to the locking of the stator and rotor poles or the production of the synchronous torque due to the harmonic poles is called crawling of the induction motor, right? So that is what we have seen in the previous video. So today we can take one more example which is also very important. We will take the same 4-pole machine, but now we will take stator poles as 24, the rotor poles as 20, right? And so we have to find now the stator harmonics, and then next step is finding the rotor harmonics, right? Rotor harmonics. Then finally we have to find the speed at which synchronous torque is generated. So this is what we have to find. So first we will find the order of the stator harmonics. So order of the stator harmonics. So it's very easy, you already know. So this is a 4-pole machine. So we are assuming that's a 4-pole machine. So that is 2 into S1 by P plus or minus 1. So this is 2 into 24 divided by 4 plus or minus 1. So this will be 12 plus or minus 1, right? So if you take the positive sign, I have told you positive sign means the rotation is same as that of the fundamental rotating magnetic field. So positive value is 13. So you will have plus 13 harmonic, and if you take the negative value, so positive is 12 plus 1 and the negative is 12 minus 1. So you will have 11. So you will have minus 11. So this is rotating in the same direction, That is, the harmonic poles which are produced due to the 13th harmonic rotate in the same direction as the fundamental, and this is rotating in the opposite direction as compared to the fundamental, Okay. So this is order of the stator harmonics. Now we will find the order of the rotor harmonics, right? So this value will be 2 into S2 divided by P plus or minus 1. So in this equation now we can substitute that. So this will be 2 into S2 is 20 here. So 20 divided by 4 plus or minus 1. So this will be equal to 10 plus or minus 1, right? So you can take positive value first. So the positive is 10 plus 1. So that is equal to 11. Okay. So because we have taken positive here, so this 11th harmonic will be rotating in the same direction, as the fundamental. What is rotating in the same direction as the fundamental? The MMF or the harmonic poles which are created due to the MMF are rotating in the same direction as compared to the fundamental. Okay, that is the basic idea. What is rotating means it is the harmonic MMF. Okay, harmonic MMF or your harmonic poles which are produced by the harmonic MMF. So if we take the negative value, which is 10 minus 1 is equal to 9, and this is rotating in the opposite direction as compared to the fundamental. So this is minus 9 here. So we are interested now in the same harmonic poles, right? Because same, this will produce 11 harmonic poles, this also will produce 11 harmonic, and you need equal poles to lock with each other. Okay, if you are having unequal poles, it will not lock each other. So these two are the harmonic poles which will be locking with respect to each other. So again, now with respect to the 11th harmonic, we have to find some speeds. So the 11th harmonics. Okay, so first we have to find the speed of the 11th harmonic, stator MMF or stator MMF poles, okay, stator MMF with respect to stator. Now let us draw the fundamental. Okay, for example, let us assume the fundamental is rotating in the clockwise direction. Okay, the fundamental is rotating in the clockwise direction, and the motor speed, because of this fundamental, which is NR, the rotor speed which is due to this fundamental also will rotate in the same direction, just like how any induction motor works. So that also will be in the same direction, which is NR. Okay, now we will take the stator MMF. You can see that the stator MMF, due to the harmonics, is rotating in the opposite direction, right? It is rotating in the opposite direction. So this is the stator MMF which is rotating in the opposite direction, and it is rotating with the speed of ns by 11. So to show that it is in the opposite direction, we have to put a negative sign here. So this is positive direction clockwise, this is rotating in the opposite direction because of this result here. So this is minus ns divided by 11, right? So the speed of 11th harmonic stator MMF poles with respect to the stator will be equal to minus ns by 11. And where is the stator? The stator is somewhere here. So this is the stator and these are the stator conductors. Okay, this is stationary. Now next what we have to find? We have to find the speed of the 11th harmonic, rotor MMF with respect to the stator. Okay, so this also we have derived in the previous video, but we will derive it once again. Okay, so we will take these statements to the next page and we will draw a little bit neat diagram, because understanding this concept is very important. So we will do with the basic theory also, and then I will tell you the short method also. Okay, so we will start by drawing the fundamental. Okay, so let us first draw the fundamental. So this is the fundamental, I will draw it in red color. So this is the fundamental MMF, which is ns, rotating in the clockwise direction. Okay, so this is our positive direction, clockwise direction is the positive direction, and because of this there will be a rotor MMF, the rotor speed NR, which is also in the same direction, induction motor working. Now for the time being, let us not draw this stator MMF. Okay, 11th harmonic stator MMF let us not draw, because that concept is over. Now we are bothered about the rotor. Okay, so now we are bothered about the rotor here. So I will draw the rotor. So this is the rotor, and somewhere here you will have the stator. I will just take this diagram a little bit down. Okay, so somewhere here you are having the stator, and that stator is stationary. Okay, so you can have the person X, and this is stationary. Alright, so now this is your rotor. Now first you are having the 11th harmonic MMF with respect to the stator. So first you see there is a 11th harmonic MMF which is rotating in the same direction as compared to the fundamental, right? There is a 11th harmonic rotor MMF which is rotating the same direction as the fundamental. Okay, so that is, say, rotating. We will take a different color for rotor things now. I will take some green color, light green. Okay, so this is all with respect to the rotor now. Okay, so you are having ns divided by 11 rotor MMF rotating which is produced due to the rotor slotting, and that is rotating the same direction as compared to the fundamental. Okay, now because of this rotor MMF, there will be a component of the rotor speed nr by 11. See, ns by 11 is the synchronous speed of the rotor MMF. Because of this, there will be a component of rotor speed corresponding to this ns by 11, and that will rotate in the same direction as ns by 11. Okay, that also we have seen in the previous video. See, nr is produced by ns. Similarly, because of ns by 11, there is another rotor MMF which is produced, sorry, not rotor MMF, another rotor speed which is produced, which will rotate in the same direction as compared to this ns by 11. Okay, so that is nr by 11. nr by 11, and the rotor itself is rotating in the speed of, nr. Okay, so these three things are happening simultaneously. So first, what did we do? We are having three speeds now. So these two we can make it into one speed. We can find out the relative speed between these two. So what will be the relative speed between these two? The relative speed between these two will be, both are traveling in the same direction with a speed a and b. So the relative speed will be a minus b, right? So these two speeds, now we can replace it by a single speed. Okay, that is called slip speed. So now you are having your rotor here. Okay, and the slip speed, you can replace it by the slip speed now, right? So you can replace it by the slip speed. So the slip speed will be ns divided by 11 minus nr divided by 11. And what will be the direction? Same direction. A minus b in the same direction. This also will be in the same direction, right? So ns by 11 minus nr by 11, because everything is in the same direction. And on top of that, you are having the rotor itself which is rotating in the same direction. Okay, so ns by 11 minus nr by 11, slip speed in the clockwise direction, nr also in the clockwise direction. Now with respect to the stationary person, right, with respect to stationary structure, this is your stator, what will be the total speed? I have already told you. In this case here, for example, I am having person x who is stationary. With respect to this person x, the speed of a or the speed of b will be a plus b, because both are the same direction. Remember the escalator example. So if the escalator is going up like this with the speed of a, and a person on top of that is running with the speed of b in the same direction. So if I am standing here stationary, if I see the total speed of the system, it will be a plus b. If he is going down, it will be a minus b. Okay, and the direction of course will depend upon the direction in which what speed is more. So anyway, this example you can clearly see stator is stationary and this speed are in the same direction. Okay, so what is that total speed? The speed of the 11th harmonic rotor MMF with respect to stator now will be equal to the speed of the rotor plus this slip speed. Okay, that is the basic explanation. That is equal to nr plus ns by 11 minus nr divided by 11. So this is the actual example explanation using the theory. Okay, this is the actual explanation using the theory. Now if you want to use a shortcut type of method, you can always remember this equation. Okay, so this is we have already derived now. This we have already derived. So if you don't want to hear the shortcut, you can skip a few minutes now. So you know that the speed of the 11th harmonic MMF, a general result, it is the speed of the rotor with respect to stator. Speed of the rotor with respect to the stator is nothing but nr plus the speed of the rotor MMF with respect to the rotor. Okay, so this is a general result. So you know that speed of the rotor with respect to stator is always nr. Okay, and it is the same direction as compared to ns. So you can put the plus sign here. In this case, it is always same direction as compared to ns. So that we can put plus. So you can see that this is plus. Now next is the speed of the rotor MMF with respect to rotor. So the speed of the rotor MMF with respect to rotor. Speed of the rotor MMF with respect to rotor. In this case, I have told you it will be ns by 11 minus nr by 11. Right? It is ns by 11. That is the speed of the rotor MMF with respect to the rotor, because you are having a synchronous speed which is only associated with the rotor now. Okay, it is not induction, it is not produced due to induction and all. The same ns by 11 which is produced in the stator is also produced in the rotor due to the slotting. Okay, so this speed of the rotor MMF with respect to stator, with respect to rotor, will be equal to ns by 11 minus nr by 11. Right? This example, speed of the rotor MMF with respect to rotor. So ns by 11 minus nr by 11. Okay, okay. So that is it. Now next thing is the sign which you have to use here. Now because this slip speed, you can see this slip speed here, this speed or this speed, it is in the same direction as the fundamental. The same direction as the fundamental means what sign you have to use here? You have to use a plus sign. If it was in the opposite direction, you will use a minus sign. Okay, because in this case now it is a plus sign, you have to use plus. Okay, same result you are getting. ns by 11 minus nr by 11. So that is the thing which you can use. You can use this equation here. You can write the speed of the rotor with respect to stator directly as nr, and then you write the slip speed, and depending upon the direction of the slip speed, you put the plus sign or the minus sign. Okay, that is another example, but you can use this method. This is the actual theory, and you can use this method also. Okay, so now this speed of the 11th harmonic stator MMF with respect to stator was minus ns by 11, and the speed of the 11th harmonic rotor MMF with respect to stator was this value. Okay, so to the production, for the production of torque, for the production of the torque, in this case synchronous torque, for the production of the synchronous torque, okay, due to the rotor and stator slotting, this speed A should be equal to speed B. This is the basic idea of induced torque. Always the stator MMF with respect to stator and rotor MMF with respect to stator should rotate in the same speed. Okay, for fundamental already you know it is same. So this, for if this also is producing torque, this also should be same. So if you equate these two equations, you will get minus ns by 11. Sign are very important here. If you miss a sign, you will get wrong results. Is equal to nr plus ns by 11 minus nr by 11. Okay, so if I take this to the other side, I will get 2ns by 11 is equal to 10 nr by 11. So if I cancel it, I will get there is a negative sign also, minus. So I will get nr will be equal to minus 1 by 5 ns. So what does this mean? It means that in this slot configuration also, what slot configuration? In this slot configuration, I have gotten the speed at which the synchronous torque is generated is minus 1 by 5 ns. Okay, so it means minus 1 by 5 ns means this is happening in the braking mode, right? Plus means it is happening in the motoring mode, but you have got a minus sign here. Whenever you are having a minus sign in the speed, it is always in the braking mode. So this means that when the motor is in braking mode, when the motor is in the braking mode, for the given value of slots of the rotor and stator, for this particular configuration we are finding, remember that we are finding for this particular configuration, for the given value of slots, there is a possibility, there is production of synchronous torque at the speed nr is equal to minus 1 by 5 ns, right? So when the motor is slowing, there will be a point at minus 1 by 5 ns where the motor will get a stable point of operation, and this happens in the braking mode. Okay, so this is called crawling in the braking mode. So we have already seen crawling in the braking mode due to asynchronous torque. So this is the crawling in the braking mode due to synchronous torques. Right? So that is the basic idea here. So let me just see. Okay. Yeah. So this is all the points we have covered. So now let me draw the torque slip characteristic now. So that is the final thing that we have to do. Let me just shift this graph a little bit to the other side, because we need the braking mode, right? So this is the torque slip characteristic, torque induced. You also have to draw the torque slip characteristic continuously. Only then these concepts will stick in your mind. Sometimes these types of concepts you will understand when I am explaining, but these concepts are a bit volatile. If you don't revise them properly, you will forget it. Okay, so that is the issue. So always revise this concept and you try to teach somebody. So that is another way of revising concepts. So now we will draw the torque slip characteristic due to the fundamental. So let this be the torque slip characteristic due to the fundamental. And so this is the motoring mode. Okay, and this is the braking mode of operation. So what I am telling is that at some speed here, at minus 1 by 5 ns, some speed which is at minus 1 by 5 ns. So what happens is that you are having a finite torque here. Okay, so I'll just put that torque in a different color. So you are having a finite torque here, and if the load is connected, the load is connected, what happens? For example, the load is connected, you are having a stable point of operation. Okay, you are definitely having a stable point of operation here. And the direction of rotation of the motor naturally in this case will be in the opposite direction as compared to the fundamental. Okay, so we are trying to break the induction motor, but it finds an operating point at -1/5 ns and it rotates in the opposite direction. Okay, so that is the idea. So this is called the crawling in the braking mode, and the value of NR is equal to -1/5 ns, minus indicating the direction of rotation in the opposite direction of the fundamental. Okay, and why is this a sharp line? It is because it is a synchronous torque, it is not an induction torque, and always synchronous torques are only produced at a particular speed. Okay, so that is the basic idea here. So now in the previous video we have seen a slot configuration where you are having crawling at a speed of +1/7 ns, right? So in the previous video I think it was 24 and 28, right? So in the previous video the number of slots, it was 24 and 28, stator slots 24, rotor slots 28. So in this video we have seen stator slots is 24 and rotor slot is 20. So we have reduced the number of slots. So you have seen -1/5 ns. So this is the crawling mode, crawling in the motoring mode, and this is the crawling in the braking mode, crawling in the braking mode. Now in the next class we are going to take a special configuration where the number of slots are equal, that is S1 is equal to S2, and we will see there is an interesting phenomenon which is called cogging of the induction motor, which is very important. Crawling and cogging are usually a very standard interview questions which are usually asked. So it is important that you understand the concepts of harmonics, how these harmonic poles are rotating and how you are deriving the speed values, whatever I have explained here. All these concepts are very important in understanding, and if you understand these concepts properly, understanding a concept at this level, it will help you to understand a lot of concepts not related to machines, maybe not related to machines but related to other subjects in your job also. So always have a method of understanding the concept at a very basic level properly. Okay, so always don't go for shortcuts, that will only give you short-term goals like maybe cracking some exam or not. Afterwards in life, when you get into a job, there are no shortcuts. You have to learn certain technologies and mostly you will have to do it on your own. Okay, so always for a competitive exam it's okay if you learn the shortcuts, it is very easy to do the problems, it is an advantage, but don't make that a habit. Always try to learn the concept also, so your mind is always sharp. Okay, so if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe the channel. The next video will start with cogging, and as always please remain safe, remain indoors. Let us drive this virus away from our country. Always maintain social distancing and always maintain proper hand hygiene. Okay, so till I see you in the next video, it's me Varun signing off. Thank you. Now that the video is over, please stay with me for 30 more seconds. Now the vision of this channel is to create a repository of good quality videos with crystal clear explanation regarding various topics related to electrical engineering. Now if you want to help me spread the word, please share this video with anyone interested in these topics. The second thing is that for me, education is a two-way process. Therefore, if you have any doubts or suggestions regarding any of the videos or regarding the channel, please put them in the comments below. We can have a healthy discussion, and that way we can build a strong community of electrical engineers. So that's it for today's video. So till I see you in the next time, it's me Varun signing off, and have a great day. Thank you.